Kinsel Potter.
Here.
John Brown.
Here.
Stanley Rigsby.
Here.
Brandon Evans.
Here.
Anthony Likens.
Here.
Stanley Franklin.
Here.
Before we start, some of you know that I've been kind of under the weather last little bit. I reckon the Lord wanted me to attend one more fiscal court meeting. So here I am. I guess there's some disappointed that I lasted as long as I have. That's the way it is, so we'll get on down the road, hopefully. So we'll start out with Mr. Niehoff. You want-
Want me to just stand here and talk?
Yeah, right there, or come up front, or however you want to do it.
Whatever y'all normally do. I'm here on behalf of my, on Elmwood Road.
Uh-huh.
Let's see, where do I begin? The gate's closed right now and it's locked. I intend on it staying that way. The gate's been up since 2010, without a peep. And here come, in the past year, I've been hammered pretty consistently about it. And prior to all this going on, prior to the gate being installed in the first location before it got rammed, I had permission from all you folks, the bus depot, magistrate, judge at the time, Judge Conley, everybody. Everybody said, you're on your own, private drive, son. So here we are today. The road's getting discontinued. I deeded off a piece of property to you guys as a turnaround.
Yeah.
What else y'all want?
I
me to
guess
say?
I just, because it was against the fiscal court's vote to keep it closed, I just wanted to make sure everyone here was aware that he had closed it and we're fine with that now that the turnaround was created and the bus had been going. So I just didn't want that to cause a problem in the future. I did email you all, and I think there was a majority vote that said it was fine for him to close it, but we probably just needed to do it at a meeting and make sure that everyone was aware that he had followed through with his promise to deed us the property, and we need to go through with that on our end, and Miles is working toward that to discontinue the road. But he has closed the gate because he is the only one that travels to his
Yeah,
home.
my property is the only property at the end of that road on both sides all the way to the valley. So it serves no purpose to anybody other than myself and my family.
We was just wanting to make sure that was fine with everybody.
Our big concern was the children. It wasn't really,
I'm sorry, could you say?
the children that rides the bus, we didn't want them to have to walk to the top of the hill and all
Right.
that, and we appreciate your help and letting us build a turnaround.
I've tried to accommodate everybody, every time I've been requested, try to go with that, keep everybody happy.
Right.
And you have, and you've done your
We
end.
appreciate your patience, Mr. Niehoff, in this matter. And it's kind of been a long, drawn-out process, but hopefully it's behind us now.
That's right.
Thank you for coming.
Happy to be here. But, are we good?
Are you all, is that good?
We need to vote on it, Jody.
I would think you should, because you initially told him to close it. So I would think that you always should say something about him.
I'll make the motion.
Open it, I'm sorry. You initially told him to open it.
That we turn the road back over to him, they will close the gate.
Okay.
Okay.
Once the turnaround in place.
You're second to that motion?
I'll second that.
Anthony second. All in favor?
Aye.
Hold
Can
like
you repeat that motion?
Carter,
Can you repeat that motion?
to let Mr. Niehoff close that into the road down there.
Awaiting all the paperwork and everything.
Right now, it's just to close it. We'll eventually discontinue the road once the notices have been put out. It'd be the next court meeting. But yeah, this is just for permission.
Just for him to close the gate.
Yeah.
back.
All right. Very nice, thank you.
Thank you.
Stay around a while, you might learn a whole lot.
Well, I'm on a tight schedule. Hang out a little bit.
All right, Georgiana, you next on the agenda with some discussion about the animal show.
Yeah, I'm back. Hi. I'm sort of been appointed the spokesperson for the volunteers that are active with the shelter. So my first question is, I know the motion was made and presented to you, Amy, to rehire Amos. Where are we on that?
I haven't acted on it yet.
I've been educating myself because I'm also ignorant of everything, and I'm trying to be an advocate for everyone, for the dogs, for the volunteers, for the county, because there are some legal obligations that are not being met, and I'm not here to threaten, although other people have already contacted the ASPCA and Frankfurt. The Animal Control and Care Fund is where the money came from for the shelter. And in this statute, 258.119, we had some problems with the collation today, but there should be one there for everyone. Anyone receiving money from that fund must either A, contract out to another legal entity to do the animal control for the county, or B, have a shelter and follow the statutes according to that. I may be wrong, but it is my understanding that since the money from that fund was used to build the shelter, option A is no longer available. We must maintain the shelter and have animal control officers. David Hill, who, yeah, he's my uncle, so it's a little personal for me, was feeding and cleaning 6 days a week. Also doing the maintenance, also replacing doors, locks. Monday, we had some vandalism. We're not sure what happened. The lock was broken. Dogs were let out. The county was contacted. While we were waiting on someone to come cut the lock off that was broken, Dave thought he fixed it. So he goes in and locks it back so no one else can come in. Then he couldn't get it unlocked to get back out. I think crawling over the fence to get out was the straw that broke the camel's back. Dave quit. We now have 2 women and a teenage young lady doing the cleaning and feeding for free. The county's had a free ride ever since Amos quit in May. And as I said, people have already contacted Frankfurt. They've already contacted the ASPCA. Not at my urging, but they did let me know they did it. So this is my coming to you as a courtesy. Things are about to get out of hand with this. So what can we do? The magistrates have already done their part, and I thank you for that, in making the motion to rehire Amos. But it's going to come down to an animal cruelty issue, and we cannot take another black eye in this county. So what do you propose to do?
Well, there's some legalities about rehiring him. For one thing, that was one reason that I need to talk to Miles about it. He didn't go the ordinary path of applying for the job like he's supposed to, so we'll have to look at that, see where we're at on that.
So in the
I don't
meantime, who
know.
keeps the dogs alive?
Pardon?
In the meantime, who keeps the dogs alive?
Well, have you ever been keeping alive before?
We lost Dave. We don't know how much longer we can do this.
Okay. But I don't know, if we treat him like we treated everybody else, then he needs to come in and go through the formality of filling out. I know he's got the experience, that's not the problem, but he needs to go through filling out the forms that we need, applying for the job again. And because we probably get in trouble by not doing what we're supposed to do.
So the mandate, this is just hearsay for me, I'm ignorant again, about a rehire can be authorized by the judge executive. Is that not true?
I don't
Not without
know.
going through that process.
Not, I have to talk to Miles about it, see what's going on.
Okay, so,
If we can do it without any problem, we'll go ahead and do it.
okay.
But I can't tell you that for sure till we
Right.
know. Because
Okay.
that wouldn't be treating the others that went ahead and followed the procedure, wouldn't be treating them right by bypassing that and letting him come back in,
And I understand that. I
So
just,
we just have to look into it and see.
we need to.
He's a
take
good
action.
hand and
Yes.
did good work over there,
Yes.
for sure.
But if you need a copy of the administrative code to read that portion, that would be fine. We can give you a copy of that.
It's not so much that as there's all this, something needs to be done and I don't know where to go.
Well, and the funding for it's another issue too, I guess we'll get into later, so.
That's going to be called into issue with the ASPCA also.
Mhm.
And again, that's not me. They called me and told me what they'd done. I said, you did what? So, just FYI. And here's the Animal Control Officer Training Manual. regarding the shelter and its setup, that is also not up to code.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Georgianne.
Can I say a couple things with about the shelter? I'm new to this, everyone knows that, but.
You're not by yourself. You're not by yourself.
A little bit of research. Back to the dinguses and trying to get people in there that not just feed, because it can't, I mean, I can't say enough that it has got to be clean. Do I say let's make a motion, or do I ask you to make a motion to give Stanley the authority, since he came in under Tim Conley, to give him the authority, to give him his work days, duties as necessary? Can he change that he just goes in there and feeds?
You talking about Mr. Dingus?
Yes.
Yes, she's having a problem with.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't know any
Because
reason.
it's overlapping with others. I mean, it's just,
Well, I know there needs to be somebody, on the job at all times.
When Stanley wasn't here at the last meeting, they were saying that Mr. Dingus comes in at the same time as
Somebody else.
the same time as the prison, and that he could be more help on different days.
Okay.
If we could move him to different days, and he also is only feeding, and they feel like he needs to clean, I
it
think.
definitely has to be cleaned every time.
Yeah, every time they feed, they have to clean.
Yeah.
And I think that's what she's asking, if we can do that.
Yeah, if you could just
I think
amend
we can-
whatever his duties are, if you could be in charge of, I mean, so I obviously can't tell him, that he
Right.
needs to do these things, but it'll definitely take more than an hour a day.
Yeah.
And also, I heard that you put in septic tanks.
To me.
He's one of the best, Michelle, he's one of the best.
Could you come over and take a look? Because as I walked in yesterday, the ammonia smell almost knocked me down. It hasn't been that bad in a while.
Yeah,
Could you give us a material list and maybe volunteer to install materials?
I'll come by and look.
We're cheap on it, Stanley.
They've already got the septic tank in there, I think.
Yeah, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I know there's 2 lids, whether it's 2 different tanks, I'm not sure. Or if it's just one big tank with 2 lids.
Yeah, I'll come by and look at it.
Perfect. See? Thank you.
Thank you.
Have you ever checked on that cold coverage money?
I have. I sent in the request. I've not heard back from Amy, but I've changed the scope and sent it to her to see if she would okay it. She's not got back to me yet.
So that's a total of $10,000 we're trying to get to make repairs to the animal shelter.
So you're not gonna charge $9,000?
No, the labor was free, the materials is
I
only
did say
cost,
that,
yeah.
Yeah.
The labor and equipment was
We might
free.
need to.
All the mattress will buy the county back on, hold on, put that in. Are you gonna handle that dog cookie?
The very best.
I thought you were talking about
Nope, I don't know nothing about no septic tank.
we get that many bids?
He's
For
done
each
different one
bridge.
for each.
Say each bridge be it individually.
There's 9 projects, aren't there?
Yeah. Frederick and May was their only bidder.
Oh, you might stand a chance then, Chris. Or Chad.
Chad.
You might stand a chance, Chad. I don't know why I was thinking that.
That knife could stand sharp a little bit, I'd say.
Very plate, you have short, your knife there, you get all them open.
I'll get it.
Where's the exhibit?
It's already in the state.
Huh?
I said they are meeting the state specifications, but we work with the state a lot to get it designed. Because under our, what we were told by the state guys is that they have to come out and prove them, and it would be their specifications. Some of these, with the span they had, you know, at 21-inch board decks to 15-inch full footers. You know, I don't know that they can build that much fast.
First one we opened here is on Dillard Keaton Road. Total bid on it was $57,500. They're saying that they'll provide whatever needs to be done to complete the project. So $57,500 on Dillard Keaton Road. Box culvert on Montgomery Branch Road, CR 1427, and that is, the bid on it is $62,500. $62,500. Okay, Open Fork Road, CR 1045, Federal Branch, known as 105, 500. 105, 500. Box covered on CR 1247, Blackwater Creek Road. Bid on it was $50,000. $50,000. War Creek Road, the deck only on it, CR 1108, 35,500. $35,500, deck only. Box covered on Jones Creek Road, CR 1348, was $47,000. $47,000 on Jones Creek. Wilson Prater Road, CR 1230, over Stacy Fork. It was $57,500. $57,500. And another concrete culvert on Wilson Prater Road, over Stacy Fork, is $63,500. $63,500. And on CR 1269 on West Branch Road, that one was $76,500. $76,500.
How much money did we get to do these projects?
I don't know, one probably knows.
It's 80, because it's the 80/20.
So we have to come up with 20% of all of this.
160.
How much?
160.
$160,000?
What we plan.
That's the 80%.
Do I hear a motion to accept these bids? make that motion. If not, I don't know where we stand.
Are you saying that the 160s are 20%?
No, that's 80%.
And then we're only gonna get $160,000 to do this? Well, then we can't do all this, obviously.
Agreement.
Well, okay, so was our intent to bid?
Yeah.
They're only gonna reimburse us $160,000.
This is the road.
20% of that is
Well, we need to look at that. Okay, here's what the estimated cost to do it, all of them.
Is that 20%?
No, that's the total they thought it would cost to do.
So what was that estimation? How much?
The total on this, I didn't total this. We probably need a total on that.
What was the estimate on it?
189,000.
The estimate for all projects was 189,000. So, you're a little higher than the estimate, Chad.
We never heard an estimate. I don't know if it's what it is. There's different sizes, and with the state specifications, bigger spans, wider, thicker, deeper concrete or steel.
Okay.
Some of them, one of them was lower across, and there's the one that had over had a lot of earthwork has to go along with it. All these, except two, had runarounds put in them. We have channel lining in the bid to each side bank so far past. We did them,
What's it come out to?
Well, I don't know, is this the state's estimate? This is the state's estimate, was 14.4 on Montgomery Branch. 14.4, and your estimate is 62.5. So, yeah. What?
you can't buy the concrete.
Yeah, I'm not saying that yours is wrong, I'm just saying, I don't know that we would want to approve all those, because we're not gonna get the money to do the project. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I was just floored when they said we were gonna get 160,000 after what your bids were, so I didn't know. Did you already do it? That's,
Would you get rid of?
does that sound right, 612,000 for the total?
I don't know.
You don't know, okay.
I may have missed one, I got 5.5.
612 or somewhere between around $500,000-$600,000. I mean, obviously, we wouldn't want to approve that if we're not going to get the money back, to do those projects. Yeah, that would wipe out the road fund as well. I mean,
You can send them estimates and see if they give us more money on them,
They won't, they allow 100,000 each year. And we didn't use ours last year, so we only got 200 this year.
Yeah, and that's 80% of 200,000.
We could do any emergency.
Whoever did the estimates, they don't know. The guy that we were in contact with, Craig.
Same one.
Yeah,
He's going to do
he told
this.
us that he couldn't even tell us how to do it. We just need to go with standard specifications, whatever opening, we need to do the design ourselves. But he didn't have a clue, because he didn't know what to take the building. We didn't ask what the budget was, we just asked, hey, do you have something for us to go by? Other than, and he said, no, he said, you got to do that on your own. He said, it's up to you to meet our specifications, then we come out and approve them. If they don't meet our standard specifications, then we won't approve it.
Okay. Well, I'm
Larry Tincher and see what he can.
Now, that's what, he told us, that he didn't, and he couldn't tell us anything because we had to meet whatever the state required.
right. And I mean, that's all you had to bid on.
Let me call Larry.
What is it, Larry?
555, 558.
Okay. Sorry.
About 0.20 you get.
Larry.
11,000.
Well, no, we don't want to.
We probably need to put this item on hold
We'd have to pay all the sides
until we find out more about it,
We gotta put
to
this
see what kind of money we're gonna have to spend.
We just got this amount right here.
You got other work you can be done, haven't you?
That's all.
That's all you
We
get.
gotta come up with this right here.
Plus,
You can let us know something, the alleyway or whatever.
Okay, all right.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we got some FEMA projects to discuss. Ms. Irene?
I
I made each one of the masters, I made you all a copy of the PW. And the county can do work on all of them except the ones that have to do with the privy and the frame.
Driving steel or drilling steel?
They'll have to be, yes.
And you said the steel, we have to bid it out. So we need to make a motion to accept bids on drilling the steel, that way we can get these FEMA projects rolling. And I'll make that motion.
All right. Motion's been made and second, Stanley, that we get these FEMA projects underway as soon as possible. All in favor?
Aye.
no, I'm sorry, what did we decide on the bridges? I was busy.
Table next year, talk to Ray Cancer and all that.
Okay, good.
Find
Yeah.
some more money.
Okay. If not, we'll have to pick and choose, I guess.
For the biggest problem
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Last week to this. All right, some the storm shelter discussion. Irene?
You all have the letter, I made a copy of the letter. The commitment letter. And it's for $31,451.70 for all three of the shelters. We don't sign the commitment letter, we're gonna lose it. I've been working on it for 30 years. Since the tornado.
Well, if we do these projects, we have to go ahead and pay for them, is that correct? And then we wait for the reimbursement to come back to us.
And the money should be back in the county in about 6 weeks.
Well, I understand we have to let these bids out, and then if the party that gets the bid will grant us time till we get the money back from the FEMA projects, right? I don't know whether they want to wait on the money that long or not. But that's about the shape the budget's in, that's about the best we can do right now.
Money out of the road fund and transfer it back in after it comes in.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that knowing you could get it.
If we do get it
If the
back.
road fund has it. Like I said, we'll get into that. But, yeah, you would want to do that if, you know, if you can get it back. I mean, as soon as you get it back, you put it back in.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, that's a situation where you would want to borrow, because you already know where it's coming back from. So, as long as it's there, I guess we can do that. It comes from FEMA. And it'll take, you know, we have to go ahead and build them, right, Irene? We go ahead and build the shelters, turn in all our information, and get reimbursed. But what percentage are we out, though? Because it's usually 15 or 13. What percentage?
Federal pays 75.
State pays
It's
13 or 12, which one?
13, we're responsible.
Yeah, but we can use any kind.
So are we going to be using in-kind on that?
We'll have some. We'll have any kind
Okay.
that we can turn in.
So you think we won't be out any
We
cash?
might not be out the 31,000
Okay.
by the time we count any kind.
Worst case scenario, that's the most we'd be out.
The 12% of it. How much are you paying?
We got one listed there right now.
Oh, it's just the 31 for three of them?
That's-
Is it each or 31 total?
That's the total.
31 total, ain't
That's
it?
the county's portion.
Oh, that's the county's commitment? That's the county's 12%? I thought that seemed low.
Yeah.
No, this is,
That's the county's half for all three of them.
That's the county's 12% for all three. Okay. So we would be out that if we don't come up with the in-kind?
if we don't come up with any kind.
Okay. I mean, if they say that they want you to borrow it from the road and we have
Let's
it,
go ahead and borrow the money from the road fund
What do everybody think?
in order
How long have we got, or we lose these?
And they threatened
Should
us.
have already, we should have
Back-
already had it.
They were.
Yeah.
So we need a motion to take it out of the road fund?
Then when the money comes back in for that, put it back in the road fund.
Yeah.
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Hold like that.
Who's second? John.
Okay, about the tax settlement from the sheriff's department.
Anthony couldn't be here, so Sheena made everybody a copy of it's the 2014 tax settlement. And they just asked the fiscal court to approve the tax settlement as a whole, subject to audit.
That's standard procedure more or less.
Yeah, don't look like Ellis anymore,
They
maybe.
do that annually.
Okay. Do I hear a motion that we accept this report?
I'll make that motion.
Motion's been made, here second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And we accept that. All right, we need to talk about the Youth Wellness Center. We got something to talk about, I
I
think.
made everybody a copy of that resolution. As far as CDB.
The CDB, and Stanley was down there for the meeting we had with DLG and Gateway Ad, and is familiar with the CDBG grant that's supposed to be coming in to help us retrofit, to get ARH put in there and to lease some of the property to create revenue for the wellness center. So this is the first step. This is a resolution that the judge, that I guess we need to approve, and the judge needs to sign to start that process of getting that money.
Any discussion about it?
No, he's ready to make a motion.
If not, well, I'll hear a motion
I'll
then.
make the motion.
All right, second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. We'll start the process on this. Next week, it's supposed to be ours entirely. Youth Wellness
Next
Center.
Wednesday.
I think we're supposed to get the
Occupancy.
occupancy certificate.
Okay, what about the road name change, Anthony?
It's April Hensley May is getting ready to build a house, and whatever company she's going through says they can't start until they get it 911 covered. And John Conley went up and gave her the coordinates, and all she needs now is to have the name changed from Havens Road to Back 40 Road. I think there's 3 or 4 different roads in my district that's Havens Road.
Is this up Stacy Fork
That's
somewhere?
64th by Oneida May there.
All right, do I hear a motion that we change this road's name to what Anthony said?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Oh, likewise. What'd you say you was gonna name it?
She's gonna name it Back 40 Road.
I think that was its
That's what it
original
used to
name.
be. I don't know where that came from. Didn't have the nerve to ask.
Back 40.
Back in the 40s.
Back in the 40s.
Or the back 40. Or the front.
Oh,
The back 40.
Cowboys used to talk about that all night. They were in the Western.
Okay, and,
the Back 44 Stanley?
Tammy, you want to bring us forward on some information about the budget?
As to date, we still are not in balance. We are holding up checks for vendors that you all agreed to pay at the last meeting because we are not in balance. We're finding everything from software issues that we wasn't aware of that we're having to correct, to miscodings, to, there's just been, seemed like a number of different things, but we are working on them. Jody is helping me with them, and we are making progress. We are almost completed with July, and we'll be able to start with August and get them up to date.
Okay.
Yeah, of course payroll went out.
Payroll went out, the necessities went out,
And
payroll went out, and the insurance. But the smaller vendors, Mr. Potter here has a check sitting in there, Brandon has a check sitting in there. We figured you all could wait more than anybody else.
Well, several are waiting. Well, I mean, several are waiting.
There are several.
We just can't sign it until we know what cash is in the bank. We don't know what.
Well, I can tell you how much is over there. I called over today at 9 o'clock, we had $1,325,000.
That doesn't mean we can spend it out of the general
Well,
fund, but I appreciate you saying.
But we have got quite a bit of money in the road fund that we transfer in them funds to pay these bills.
I wouldn't recommend doing that for the regular bill.
Well, we've done that every year since I've been here. And I will make the motion tonight that we do that, whatever money we need, that we transfer it out of that road fund.
We've got 10 months, we have to have it in by the end of June, so right at 10
I mean,
months.
you know, our was broke, we got over $1 million in the bank over there.
Honey, that's not $1 million in the bank for that. Some of that's agricultural grant money. How much is it? 400,000 of it?
400,000 of it.
What,
And
about
then the other.
750,000 in the road fund, I think?
No, there's not 750,000.
Well, where is all the 1.3 at? I mean, you got 400,000 in
The agriculture grant we
Okay,
have in the LGEA. I mean, I don't know, we're getting ready to do our bank recs, but it's not in the general fund.
No.
I'll see Ben's motion, let's go ahead and pay our bill.
Yeah, transfer that money over, whatever.
Well, Stanley Franklin will have to sign
Well,
yours,
you know,
so.
just let me caution you that there's gonna be a day of reckoning somewhere down the road. And we're gonna run short, like I've told you all along, ever since we started out, back last spring, I told you we're gonna come up short. And we're going to, and you'll find that out. Before it's all said and done, we're gonna be having to lay people off and having to do things that we don't wanna have to do. But, with that in mind, we'll go ahead and do whatever transferring you wanna do.
Transfer whatever we need to pay our bills, keep our people at work.
Keep that in mind that we have to pay it back now. It's not a free grant.
We've done it every year for the last 20 years. You
We've
go
never,
and check.
we've never been in this kind of shape in the last 20 years either, Mr. Potter.
Well, whatever comes up, then we'll worry about it then.
Oh, worry
Well,
about
we've got
it whenever it
money.
happens, okay, that's a
Okay,
good
While we got
thing.
money, let's not say we're broke.
Well,
We are broke in the general
if
fund.
you'll.
Well, you can transfer that money, that's what I'm trying to tell you. We've
No,
done
you
that for
can't,
20
that is
years.
actually illegal. You can if
Every
you know
county in
you
the
can
state
pay it
does.
back.
Every county in the state does.
You can if you know you can pay it back,
Well,
but you can't if you don't know you can
We'll
pay
have
it
tax
back.
money coming in.
And Stanley doesn't have to sign a check if it's using illegal money, restricting money.
That's up to him, if you don't want to sign it,
That's
we'll have
up
to
to
do
him,
something
that's
else.
right. It is.
But let's keep that in mind that it's got to be paid back down the road, so.
And I'd want to know where I stood before I started writing checks.
Now, we need to get our balances brought forward and know what we're doing on our accounts. And Tammy's working, hard as she can on that, try to get that straightened out. All right, somebody make a motion to transfer some money?
I done.
Okay.
How much you want to transfer?
How much?
How much?
Whatever it takes to get everything, or whatever we need.
All right, now if we run short, then what we gonna do?
We worry about that when that happens.
Well, I guarantee you we will.
We'll see.
I'll sit right here and tell you we will. So
We'll see.
Which is
Down
like
the
Breathitt County said that they would take a short-term loan out of 500,000, pay everything off, and then when the money come in, they would pay the loan off every year.
All right, do I hear a vote on this?
Need to know how much.
Yeah, she
You
can't
need-
just
you need
do
to find
whatever.
out how
You're
much
gonna have
it
to
is.
come up with
Yeah,
a
y'all
number.
gotta tell me an amount. I can't do.
Well, do you have any idea how much you need, Tammy?
No, that's what we're telling you. We need to wait and see.
Well, I mean, do you have any idea how much the vendors claims and the things that we got to pay now? how
The
much
only
they
thing I
want?
can tell you right now for a definite sure is to keep payroll running for a month is $75,000. So,
Well, you got bills you need to pay too.
and we got bills need to pay.
The 1st of October, we'll have plenty more. Utilities, health insurance,
Do you know
Jail bill.
how much our bills are that are
It was,
sitting in there?
no, it was 101 total, but I don't know what we've taken out too.
Right, because we did go ahead and pay the road fund bills. The road
Yeah, we
fund.
paid all the
We
funds
paid all
except
the
the
funds
general.
except for the general.
Yeah.
So let's transfer 150,000. I'm sure you could use it somewhere. That's what I say. Make a motion for 150,000.
I'll second.
All right, motion been made and seconded. May transfer $150,000 from the road fund to general fund, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
Yeah, okay. But just let me caution you that
Well, all
we
in
need to
favor.
do that. All in favor?
Aye.
I'm going to abstain from that because I don't think it worked, but anyway, that's a side point. Okay. Ambulance grant.
Every year, the ambulance service applies for a grant, and we're just passed through. It's a $10,000 grant. And we got the check in this week, and we just need approval to pass it on to them.
So moved.
All in favor?
Second.
Aye.
Well,
All right, the Keiko lease, is that, what is
That's
that?
paying off
That
the,
big truck.
That big truck will be back. Got rid of it?
yeah,
how did we come out on
we
that?
came out great.
Good.
Yeah,
Well,
we
I think
did.
we got some good news.
Yeah, by the time they took their fees out and the auction company got their money, we're gonna actually end up paying $16,000 for using the truck for 2 years. So, but we need approval to pay it off. We got the check in, so we just need approval to pay it off. It's due to be paid off for the 1st of October.
Second.
Motion been made by Stanley and seconded by Brandon that we pay this debt off from Keiko lease. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed likewise. All right, any other discussions about financial matters that we need to talk about? Tammy, you got anything else you want to bring to us?
Not that I can think of.
WDs is probably not, don't run the physical court anyway, the way it does. The vendor claims on the property, and what do we add on them? Have we got anything paid on them?
You talking about for real properties, for the wellness center? Tammy, what about the line of credit? Did the bank ever get back with you, Howard?
He never did, Howard never did get back with me.
They're in the approval process, and by the time they get it approved, we'll need that money to go in there, and you'll need to transfer rebuild. You can probably go ahead and transfer both rebuild accounts. You need to transfer that over to US Bank. Chase.
Are we all right on the time right now with the vendor?
Yes, because it's just now being approved. I mean, there's nothing we could do to make it any faster right now, because Chase Bank has to approve every one of those vendors. And then we're gonna use the rebuild money and any line of credit from the commercial bank to pay those vendors, which does affect the fiscal court, because that reduces that rebuild money we had hoped that we would have to pay that interest payment, that lease payment each month, each quarter. But it's in the process. You haven't heard any more about it. Nobody said anything about that, have you?
Yeah.
No, so, we're just still waiting, but the money will have to be there whenever they do those, you know how they do wire transfers to pay all vendors? So we'll have to determine the exact amount to go down and send
I was
them.
more concerned with the time, because I know the last meeting, the county road,
Yeah.
we will have the time.
Of course, Chase has it now, and they know the plan. They're supposed to know the plan, and they understand that, and they have to go through the approval. So it'd be by the end of the month, I would think. I would think by the end of the month.
I did want to say one other thing about the financial, the 150,000. I had called and spoke to the DLG gentleman,
Robert Brown.
Robert, and he was asking how much, and I couldn't give him an amount. And he said, that if and when we decided to do that, to call him and let him know, and he would talk to me about it. So I've got to let DLG know first thing about transferring from the road to the, to the general fund. Because he asked me the amount and I couldn't give him the amount. I didn't know. So just to let them know, let everybody know that I will be having to call DLG tomorrow. I'm letting him know how much we've decided to transfer. And if he has issues with it, we'll be contacting him.
Anything else anybody wants to bring up? Or do you hear a motion, don't we? Adjourn?
So moved.